Hello everyone, this is Greyshot17
and Greyshot151 here,
and today we're bringing you another Kaiju review. This time it's Godzilla versus Biollante.
Yes, when a scientist accidentally splices the DNA of a rose Godzilla and, well, his daughter's soul, a giant plant creature emerges. But who will win this monstrous brawl? This scientific abomination or the king of the monsters itself?
Okay, so this movie's weird.
By the way, I literally only mentioned the monsters. There is a massive plot that involves genetic manipulation, corporate espionage, and a whole bunch of shooting.
Yeah.
Which was surprising.
There's a military subplot, there's a psychic subplot. This movie helps set the stage for the rest of the Heisei series. But that being said, Godzilla vs. Biollante, just to kind of get some pretext, at first when it came out, didn't do very well, and even though people voted on like the monster idea, Biollante itself.
There was a story submission that essentially would have had a scientist create it would have been a rat, Godzilla hybrid, and maybe also a partial plant, but it would have been that combination, and that he already fought in the lake. And then there was another monster combination he was going to fight, and that was going to be the finale. And it was basically Godzilla cells, with this biological engineering aspect to it. And they kept that, they just changed it up a bit, which I think was for the better. Because I do think having like a Frankenstein's monster, Frankenstein-esque for the scientist is a little bit better than just him creating monsters.
Yeah.
Because, again, the reason why he does this is he believes his daughter's, the scientist believes his daughter's soul is in this plant.
What you're seeing there is no ordinary plant.
Really?
Biollante's the name. Biollante?
I just made it up.
The spirit of a plant that appears in Norse mythology.
Yeah.
But that plant has a human spirit.
How?
Godzilla attacks in 1985. He leaves Godzilla cells.
Yeah.
And everyone wants these cells.
There's like two big corporations.
Japanese government gets most of them, but a small portion of them are collected by Biomajor, which is an American corporation. And then
it's like a conglomerate of multiple
imagine it's like biopharmaceuticals, but they basically use murder to get it. Okay,
yeah.
So
they literally have in small text evil corporation that rules over this industry.
She's not a bad sight.
Wait, gee, I wonder which country is monitoring them. Maybe it's like a U.S. corporation.
American Genetic.
Oh, yeah, important plans to monopolize genetic markets all around the world. Oh, thank you, computer, for explaining this to us. And how we figured that out is the other corporation / possible country, which is Cedarteal, which is this Middle Eastern oil corporation that is also looking into genetics, because they're like, listen, we can't use oil forever. Genetics are the way of the future.
Food in the desert. We're gonna outpace America.
Their idea is to splice Godzilla's resilience and the ability for his cells to replicate very easily. Again, why he has the regeneration ability. For them to replicate so easily, fuse it with wheat and wheat resistant to the desert, so that way they can grow essentially super wheat in the desert and make a whole bunch of money and make grain. And literally, I like it because as he says that, there's an explosion. It's like, let me explain to you why the bomb is about to go off in 3, 2, 1, boom. And yeah, he loses his daughter that way. And his daughter is literally over a whole bunch of roses, which he tends to. And when Godzilla's awakening, because he's trapped in a volcano, again, there's a lot of context in this movie, when he is accidentally possibly getting awakening and trying to break out of his prison in the volcano, he breaks the glass. Scientist realizes he needs to fix the plant. I don't know. In any case, there's a giant rose monster. Godzilla fights it, and there's a whole bunch of military action in between.
And we're deploying Super X2. We've already had an awesome intro sequence.
Yes.
A good plot line with interesting character setup.
Yeah. Not all of them are interesting characters, but yeah.
So, again, more interesting than freaking the Final Wars. And then this, where we have a mech fighting Godzilla already. So here's a question for you.
Yes.
This movie starts off really weird in a good way, because it features Godzilla at the end of Godzilla 1985. But the other thing was the fact that it features like a pseudo commando style raid.
Yeah, this is very much 80s commandos, not like this is the guy that made this apparently liked spy movies, and this is more like a spy movie Commando-esque kind of. These aren't like, except for like the Cedarteal agent.
Yeah.
Most of these guys aren't like silent stealth. They're more like run and gun.
Okay, where'd this Arnold Schwarzenegger type?
No,
fella?
this is not Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I'm sorry, not what's Kyle Reese? Somewhat.
No, this is not Kyle Reese. This is like Middle Eastern John Wick.
Yeah. Okay. Look, I was trying to go for an 80s vibe here.
Look, I'm sorry to say, but
John Wick's more 20s. The thing about this movie,
yes.
you don't like that. I think that helps sets the tone, and this is going to be a more involved human plot.
Yeah.
And I feel like this human plot over King Ghidorah worked way better.
This one, the human plot works incredibly well because there's so many different interesting aspects to it.
Yes.
Because you have the scientist, but then you also have all these different elements that are vying for control.
Yeah.
And you're curious to see who wins because each element is different. Like you have Cedarteal, who has the one agent. Yeah. You have the biotech, which have like
a badass, by the way. Yeah. Awesome.
Then you have all of these like biomajor like merc guys, which are like
cheap labor.
Yeah, American. Yeah, exactly. They're probably like ex-soldiers, that kind of shtick.
You have the Japanese military with like a young guy versus old guy.
Yeah, the old versus. If there's one thing I want to say about all these subplots, is that there might be too many. It asks a lot of big themes, but I don't think it capitalizes on nearly all of them.
They have great moments, like for example, the psychic. There's a moment where the psychic's like, "All right, kids," and you just see a bunch of pictures of Godzilla. That is terrifying.
Just they're like, they've been having nightmares, and we ask them to draw what they've been seeing. And they all just raise their finger, and it's different images of Godzilla destroying things, except it's done with, like, happy music and children's laughter, and it is, honestly, like, one of the most terrifying things you could imagine if you're like...
It's unsettling for the wrong reason. Oh, fuck.
We all had the same night. Oh, you know, that actually kind of looks fluffy.
You know what's funny? Huh? That is terrifying. If you think about it, that would be like a horror movie.
If they had dark and dour music at that moment, it's actually kind of
a little.
I like how it's off-putting how they had it so cheery and happy. Yeah. And they show those images. Also, in regards to having the two corporations go against each other and Japan just caught in the middle is like refreshing. Because usually it's something Japan this, something Japan that. Japan did this, Japan did that. It's kind of interesting to see Japan kind of caught between two powers. And it kind of takes that from the previous film, which had like the United States and the USSR as the backdrop. It very much was the Cold War. In this case, it's more of the Gulf War, because that takes place 2 years after. This was done in 1989.
So one interesting also aspect is Godzilla not only fights a plant monster that's kind of fused with his DNA, he fights Super X2, which is a robot redesign of a robot from the previous movie.
Yes.
It can reflect Godzilla's ray, and it actually does a decent fight.
As missiles, torpedoes, it has a lot of firepower, but they use it creatively. Like the ability for Godzilla to fire his atomic ray and then it gets redirected because of the Super X2 is actually pretty neat. And it's in how they use it in regards to the shots looks pretty cool.
Yeah, the shots in this movie with Godzilla, they like when an explosion happens, you see the ripple effect on the camera. It looks really good.
That's cool. I like how it like doesn't like they have to aim it.
Yeah. Godzilla's like, what the hell?
No, he's pissed.
This already looks more intimidating. Plus, I like the music. You know what it reminds me of? Tremors.
Can we also mention some of the unique ideas they have? Like, there's a memorial built over a footprint in like Godzilla left in a building. They raised it like...
That's cool. Again.
Yeah, it's like... It's kind of like what they should have done more so, but they kind of stopped after this movie, very much so.
Yeah.
It's having Godzilla's previous movie be an impact. And that's, I think, the Gamera movies do a lot better. Oh, wow, they turned it into a... That's...
I was like, man, they left the city destroyed to fight. No,
it's a lot. That's really cool. It's like
that's clever. That's like Pacific Rim, like kind of like the destroyed city kind of built around.
Yeah.
Yes, but the one thing that we're not really talking about is Biollante herself, and maybe that in the ending itself is probably a weaker point because the fight is not as interesting. It's cool. They have cool moments. But I'm not going to go back to this fight.
They're not interesting,
but
the ramp up to the fight is what works. The pacing for this movie, more so the first half than the second half, works really well.
Yeah.
Because you get these little battles, and it keeps ramping up and ramping up to finally Godzilla versing Biollante, the rose form.
Yeah.
And it's cool to see this interact because Godzilla's fighting basically a giant plant, which sounds boring, but how they execute is pretty cool.
Yeah.
But the fight is short.
That little mouth is like,
That little mouth is like creepy as all. Then you have some lull. Then you have the city battle.
They have the law. The city battle is cool because
Yes.
again, it's like they use the rocket launcher sequence, which we made fun of Mega Gears, but they do it effectively.
Yeah, they have a reason.
They do a Super X fight, which you can't use its super weapon, but still, it's actually going toe to toe with Godzilla for a short period of time until the guy's like, I need to bring Godzilla.
Compared to most movies, which case the Japanese military just says fuck it, fire everything. This, they actually had plans and like there was tactics going on, which is super. That's way better than every other Godzilla movie you've seen, where the military just basically charges in and fires gung ho at Godzilla. Like we can win. No.
I love the Super X just playing chicken with it. Firing Ken fire, rocket fire,
Then hiding behind the building.
Yep.
It's a Godzilla battle that actually has a plan. Oh no, yeah. The Super X2 is actually this is actually a battle plan. How often do we see in Godzilla movies they actually have a tactical plan
to deal with Godzilla?
Yeah.
Hey guys, we're gonna lure Godzilla with the Super X. Super X is not at 100% capacity, but we're gonna lure him into the buildings. Then you guys take him out.
Which is cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, you're right.
This movie has a lot of really different cool ideas.
But it doesn't execute on any. It doesn't really explore science, the detailed computers or that kind of stuff. And it does. The best it does is the bioengineering aspect.
Yes.
Because there is the bacteria that destroys destroys radiation, which is what kind of damage could this do? They do kind of explore that instead of nuclear. What's the fallout from an atom bomb? Instead, they're looking at what is the fallout from using this type of bacteria, using this experimentation, which is different for a Godzilla movie, but still I appreciate it. It's still same theme, different topic.
Also, the music is actually pretty entertaining. There's a Jaws theme, which I think that might be a copy track, but other than that, I like the music. They do a faster paced Godzilla version, and I actually quite enjoy it. And do this, we kept making fun every time it popped on a running song. It was so stupid, but it was so great.
Also, Godzilla's roar.
Yeah.
Good.
So, and overall, the effects for the most part look fine. There are definitely moments where ooh, that doesn't look great.
Biollante, though.
Biollante, she's evolving.
Do 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 do. Down down down.
That'd be a terrifying evolution in Pokemon. You went from a rose to...
Isn't there a Pokemon evolution based on Biollante?
Is there?
I think so. I mean, there are Pokemon that look like Godzilla. And I like how Godzilla's what the hell?
Biollante looks fantastic. The amount of wires and things they probably had to do for that is insane. I understand why they kept the fight short. But that fight for maybe not on an entertainment battle isn't impressive, but on a execution level, I give them props.
If they would have had one shot of Biollante grabbing Godzilla and then doing picking him up and then throwing him down.
Yes,
that would have been you sealed the fight. That would have been amazing. But you really don't get a lot of that, and I get why they didn't. I wish they would have had that moment. Or something like that, where you actually see that mouth pick up Godzilla and throw him.
Yeah.
But that
or at least grab him and shove him back, like you see his feet digging in as he's pushed backwards.
Yeah.
That would have been kind of cool.
Kind of like what they Gamma 2, where you see the Legion, which has the same issue, where it's a big monstrosity. But with Legion, they gave him enough momentum and movement. That you can.
Funny if they're both female monsters.
That is true. That is true.
But yeah, so again. This Godzilla movie does a lot. Yeah, actually, this movie does a lot of things different, and for the most part, again, the lull in the second act, some of the human characters are kind of unforgettable, but some of them are actually kind of really interesting.
I believe Kingdom Hearts probably is a better fight, But overall on pacing, I truly believe this movie has a lot more fights.
If we also want to go better freaking battles when it comes to the military versus
yes.
Like the water battle in regards
to the Super X.
Yeah, the Super X is a cool, unique unit.
Let's also separate the fact between the Super X and also just normal like fire. There's a whole battle shit, like a whole Navy sequence versus Godzilla, and it looks great. There's every time Godzilla splashes the water, it's just beautiful effects of explosions going through the air.
Yep.
So they have a lot of impressive shots. Also, the military kind of moving up. You see Biollante in the distance, like kind of moving. That's a cool shot. So they have plenty of good sequences in here. So yes, I would put it slightly
definitely unique, a little bit darker, which is again when I say darker, I mean I like the themes that it goes on compared to like Space Godzilla, where it's like evil space clone in regards to.
It is better than King Ghidorah in my opinion.
But is it better than Gamera 2? I would put this above Shin in a heartbeat.
So Shin Godzilla, I would say, has more explosive fights. Characters, yeah, I mean, I could see that Shin Godzilla maybe has a slightly better plot.
Also, we're forgetting about Mickey, who they introduced in this.
Oh, fair point. Mickey's fine.
She's basically the I explain what monster is going to do or explain where monster is character. Yeah. Essentially, that's all she's really there for. But we should also note she's like one of the characters that is reoccurring throughout most of the films.
Fair point.
And it's also she's kind of a core mechanic because she's the one that like helps communicate between Biollante and her, basically what is her father.
The characters, there may be a few more characters I remember in like a Biollante than Shin, but Shin has a way more cohesive plot than Biollante, I will say.
May have be more cohesive, but I was thoroughly entertained by the plot in this movie.
You're right. If you're looking for a monster,
and they had so many different sequences where people went to different places and like there was car chases, gun battles. Shin, when you cut to the humans, how entertained are you really by Boardroom for the 15th time?
Shin Godzilla has some incredibly high moments, but you're right, there is some moments a little. I will give you this. Godzilla vs. Biollante is better than Shin Godzilla.
I will not. Gamera 2?
The question is it better than Gamera 2?
I would say no. The monster battles and overall plot and direction of Gamera 2 is better than Biollante. Because it has a steady theme.
Okay.
And minus the human characters, minus the two main, like all the others, the cast work. Asagi works. You have the Colonel works. You have like the Colonel Watarashi is who I'm mentioning, by the way.
Yeah.
Even the main aren't terrible. They're just there.
That girl.
But Gamera, Legion's movements, the battles, everything is way more memorable. So it's tough. It's neck and neck. Because I will admit, like, if there was any movie that could challenge Gamera 2, actually Gamera 2 and this movie have a lot in common if you think about it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like little similar things here.
I probably would get the Gamera 2 just for sheer ferocity because again, this movie has some of it, like with the what is it called? The thing going through the hand.
Yeah, like you do have that.
But you are right. So what I will say is it probably has a more cohesive plot, Gamera 2 does, and even though I do see like an effort of putting Biollante above, I can't do it because that last half Biollante does drop the ball a little bit too much for me.
It's the second act that slows it down, and while there's the action,
maybe it's the last third that slows it down. Oh, maybe not. It's like
right after
lulls.
It's between Godzilla versus the first Biollante and the city attack, and then the city attack to the finale. Like there's those two lulls that just like no.
It's just weird.
And I think there's also the raising of the stakes. Yeah, it kind of drops the ball and it picks it back up, but then it isn't as cohesive as the first act.
Yeah.
Whereas Gamera 2, I think, works better in ramping up the stakes.
And
also in visuals, like Legion with the flower or the explosion of Sendai.
You got me there.
Yeah.
So, yes, we'll keep Gamera 2 at the top.
Yes. But Godzilla vs. Biollante is right there. Best Godzilla movie so far.
What if we kick out Gamera 2? I like all the Gamera movies. So just saying. I'm kidding.
No, we're keeping... You know why? This is to show, okay, these are the best Godzilla movies, and then this is where Gamera comes in. Yeah. The competitor to Godzilla.
That being said, we are not done yet. There are still plenty of Godzilla films that could probably beat Gamera 2.
Oh, there's plenty of Godzilla movies that I would say that are better than Godzilla vs. Biollante.
Yeah.
But yeah, no,
We're 10 movies in. We still got plenty of movies to go.
Yeah,
I think some of them might have a shot. What's next up on the list?
Actually, a Godzilla movie that might actually be able to take the cake. In the top 5. I'm not sure if it could beat Godzilla vs. Biollante.
And what movie is that?
Terror of Mechagodzilla.
That's a different one to go to after this. Okay. That's the last Godzilla movie that ended the Showa series, aka the 70s Godzillas, or the 50s through 70s.
Yep.
So yeah, that's gonna be an interesting one to review.
Yep.
But in any case, thank you guys for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed. Make sure you like, subscribe, and tune in for our next episode of Terror Mechagodzilla and Kaiju review series. But that being said, before you go, make sure you check out these bloopers. Otherwise, it's been Greyshot17
and 151.
Enjoy the bloopers.
See you guys next time. Is this Jaws?
What the fuck? Huh. Wonder if it would be good deep fried.
I found some salad.
It probably would taste like chicken. Let's deep fry it.
But yes, the one's dying.
Yeah.
Boy, they love their backflips when it comes to explosions. Saradia.
Saradia.
Middle East.
Wow.
And the great
A
nation
Saudi
of Saradia.
Arabian oil company using its millions to try to,
No, it's Saradia. That's some country. Let's not be crazy.
I'm gonna say Saudi Arabia.
Like I will say, it's nice to see a nation not be like twisted evil with Godzilla cells. Like, hey, yeah, we just want to make some grain. Like, yes, probably was evil at some point, but still. And now conservative elements have taken over Saradia. AKA probably is. Let's be honest.
Wow.
Let's be honest. There's probably some extremists.
When this movie ages like better than a few others, just because of that plot line.
Yeah, it's like
So, wait, psychics?
Yeah, they're having psychics monitor the Earth, which currently somewhere Claire is shivering, saying, "What about the geologists?"
Hey, you see over there? If that thing erupts, we're fucking dead.
Well, that water's been fine. I can do without it.
Everyone here's gonna die. You're gonna die, I'm gonna die, my parents are gonna die, your parents are gonna die.
Your dog's gonna die, your cat's gonna die.
Japan's dead, let's be honest. Maybe the world.
I think now I may have made a mistake.
Really? Really?
Now you've
The
made
giant hole in your wall. No, it's not a mistake whatsoever.
He's doing what I would do. I'm flipping all the switches.
Press all the buttons!
See?
Oh my god, I can't tell if this is like making fun of the fact of all these 80s buttons or being really tension filled, but goddamn, they're doing a good job.
The director wanted to make something more James Bondy in regards to the style of the film.
They did it! This is so far one of the most interesting plots they've had. Oh my god. I'm back!
Also, he looks far more terrifying.
What the hell?
You've done well to tune in, but this is a show that's got everything. You'll see, news item coming in. Just don't go away.
What the fuck? What the What was that?
What was that? That was live. That was a live thing.
Those are real, I mean, at least I think, yeah. Real models and ships. Hot damn!
And the U.S. Navy is engaging. I don't know where that one's shooting, but you know.
All targets! Blast that sucker! And you know what? They're actually hitting with those rockets for a change.
Activate the fire mirror. Sensors home in. Fire mirror set on.
That's the guy from the next movie!
What?
That's the guy from,
King Ghidorah?
Yeah!
We're still fighting Godzilla in the Iraga Channel. Karagi. That's deliberate disinformation.
Like, I like how he's like, that would mislead the public.
You know if that
You know we do that all the time, right? You don't need to ask.
yeah, like, you know that would have been one, they could have made that line better if they just had one more line where it's like, I approve. Or something like that.
The same thing. Not brother and sister. They're both the same creature.
No. One looks slightly different. Like, one is really into tentacles. Oh my god. Look, I swear to God, it was a 50-50 shot. Anyone would have missed.
That's kind of a cool shot.
It's like, I'm maybe gonna...
He's like, please undo the blinds. Just please close the blinds and walk away. He's like, come on, you know you want to.
I like how Godzilla uses ray up, but as soon as he brings out that fire mirror, Gus is like, oh, I know what I should do. I should fire my heat ray at it.
Oh, no. Oh, just hide.
Colonel Gondo, Godzilla is approaching your position. Repeat, Godzilla.
Oh, he's not approaching. He is.
Godzilla's
he is
approaching the
pissed.
generator. Bring the lightning.
It's like, well, fuck you, God. Well, he got vaporized.
I think there should have been more of a big blood, like, but you know, keep the PG rating.
Hello everyone, and before I go, I have a special shout out for Patreon supporters Ace, Joey, JP Vaal, jrchicklis, JustThomasPlays, Matthew Leppen, Ollie, Onlyplayapples, Rifle, Sam Smith, sgtMcPain, Streakingwookie, WhiteHotD, Aaron Yee, Jordan Savat, Leo Lou, Michael Persson, Nathan Angus, RASpawn, and Tim. Thank you guys so much for your awesome support. You all rock. This has been Greyshot17. I'll see you all next time.